Yeah. We ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped, sitting high up on the stone. When my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Yeah, we ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped, sitting high up on the stone. When my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Yeah, glowing up, but we still trapped. That's how a nigga survives. Flowing out, got the crowd packed. Yeah, that's how a nigga provides. Y'all insta this, y'all snap that, y'all diss this, and they snap back. Another mass shooting in the headlines. I'm like, damn, where that attack at? Cause y'all think this about race. They font that shit in your face. It's like every day it's the same agenda. It's really not that hard to trace. Fuck it, we might as well face it. Accept it, whatever it's wrapped in. There'll come a day when they run out of grace. So me and my niggas stay trapping. Yeah, ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped, sitting high up on the stone. When my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Hey, someone be too who I wanted to be and then what I became. Ended up going my own way, but I couldn't stay in my lane. Now if I'm honest, I've taken a liking to wearing these chains. They hold me down, make it easier when I start feeling the pain. Out of the overflow, your heart, they say your mouth speaks. Well, my heart must be fucked up, cause I can't speak and I can't sleep. So I stay woke in this daydream. Got shit to do, got the world to see. Got the same crew, got some new fleets. This an empire, fuck a boutique, that's real. I only say what I feel, got a new plate with the same meal. On a new hype with the same chill. Y'all too fake, I stay real. Got cast down from heaven, but I'm too good to stay in hell. I don't know where the story ends, but I keep writing like oh well, oh well. Yeah, I keep writing like oh well, oh well. Yeah, hey, I don't know where the story ends, but I keep writing like oh well, oh well. Yeah, we ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped, sitting high up on the stone. When my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Yeah, we ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped, sitting high up on the stone. When my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Yeah. Check, check, 1, 2, ayy, check, check. I don't know if I can rap this shit. Yeah, ayy, yeah. Look at my wrist, yeah, it's poppin'. Took the whole family shopping. Funny that you always flexing. Just saw your car at the auction. Niggas on IG be stalking. All these girls, too many options. Act like I don't hear you talking. Drop it and they just come flocking. I just don't let they sat it. Then got Gorilla Gang tatted. I went like it's automatic. Passing these niggas is tragic. Wearing all black with no magic. You just got green in your ice. They all stop checking the facts, so I just stopped treating them nice. I see you looking, I see you watching. Wasn't too long ago, we was just talking. I'm sorry you hate me now, and I don't mean that I'm sorry for me. I'm just sorry for you, cause you won't get to see what a hot king can do when he's given the chance to become what he knew he could. Now my shit's popping, oh and I'm shocking. I'm just from Buffalo, I shouldn't make it. Was right by my auntie, but that woman hated me. Good at pretending for everyone faking it. Now I'm awake and I see why they made the choice to kick me out just as soon as I made the choice. Now I'm a king, yeah that's the thing, happens a lot. Fatherless kids, yeah we come by the lot. Changing shit whether you like it or not. He would come like it or not. Look at my wrist, yeah it's popping. Took the whole family shopping. Funny that you always flexing. Just saw your car at the auction. Niggas on IG be stalking. All these girls, too many options. Act like I don't hear you talking. Drop it and they just come flocking. I just don't let they sat it. Then got Gorilla Gang tatted. I went like it's automatic. Passing these niggas is tragic. Wearing all black with no magic. You just got green in your ice. They all stop checking the facts, so I just stopped treating them nice. Fuck the whole industry, music and media. Started my own shit, I don't think they feeling me. I just don't get it, so fuck it. I'm done with all this luck shit. Y'all think y'all scaring me, so I address it. But now all your niggas is running. All of your monsters just running. No talent, but your shit is funded. Now all y'all think y'all real funny. Clown flexing with that fake money. Can't buy shit without real shit, so you rent shit cause you real dummy. Just invest in mine like a broker. New money coming soon. Yo last post got like 50,000, but you can't fill the fucking room. Look at my wrist, yeah it's popping. Took the whole family shopping. Funny that you always flexing. Just saw your car at the auction. Niggas on IG be stalking. All these girls, too many options. Act like I don't hear you talking. Drop it and they just come flocking. I just don't let they sat it. Then got Gorilla Gang tatted. I went like it's automatic. Passing these niggas is tragic. Wearing all black with no magic. You just got green in your ice. They all stop checking the facts, so I just stopped treating them nice. They said, is it God or is it money? I said both. Who said you can't love God and get money? Hey, yeah. I was just doing the scene. Now I am right on your screen. Sitting right next to my queen. She is the girl that I need. She called me Adam Levine. Loved her since I was 19. Finna keep our life clean. Got it, money, our routine. Ay, I was just new on the scene. Now I am right on your screen. Sitting right next to my queen. She is the girl that I need. She called me Adam Levine. Loved her since I was 19. Finna keep our life clean. Got it, money, our routine. Got it, money, our routine. Got it, money, our routine. Got it, money, I said. None of this talk is all favor. She wanna chill, I said later. Told her I'll never betray her. Spending time with my creator. Gotta get this out on paper. Stick to my faith, I don't waver. They calling me a crusader. All this cheese and no greater. Hey, I just don't wanna be average. I'm in my prime with no package. What is the point with no bandage? Temptation always a challenge. Giving but don't know what happened. I cannot believe in balance. Tripping all over these talents. Shout to my homies in Dallas. Stacking this money on palace. I might just call me a palace. I might just call me a being a king is a challenge. Bearing this fruit like I'm Adam. The future I cannot fathom. She think I'm funny and handsome. I'm making moves on a random. That's why I wrote me an album. One of these gonna be gold. One of these better be platinum. Wrote the song, it was off the dome. Got this on the throne, sick of land we roam. Don't know where you from, but you acting dumb like you made your bed in the catacombs. Trying to rob the crown, better turn around. Go find your soul when there's lost to fight. This is holy ground and got the whole city like they high up, but ain't a single pound. I said, I was just doing the scene. Now I am right on your screen. Sitting right next to my queen. She is the girl that I need. She called me Adam Levine. Loved her since I was 19. Finna keep our life clean. Got it, money, our routine. Ay, I was just new on the scene. Now I am right on your screen. Sitting right next to my queen. She is the girl that I need. She called me Adam Levine. Loved her since I was 19. Finna keep our life clean. Got it, money, our routine. Got it, money, our routine. Got it, money, our routine. Got it, money, I said. Where I come from, streets is made of gold. Trapping like the new me, move back like the old me. On my back like Yoshi, yeah. Trapping like new me, boom bap like old me. Too bad they know me, they wanna own me, but now they owe me. Back y'all like groceries, wrap on my back like I am Yoshi. Trapping like new me, boom bap like old me. Too bad they know me, they wanna own me, but now they owe me. Back y'all like groceries, wrap on my back like I am Yoshi. Can't beat them, join them. One life, enjoy it. Live like you royal, hell with purpose, let's destroy it. You think I'm joking? It's every word that's spoken. And rap these days is trapping craze can get away with anything with 808s. They spell and pray and swell your brain, you fade away. Your soul decay, they dig and graze. I'm A-okay, just fast and pray. There'll come a day, a price to pay like Sally May, you in debt. So cast away your regrets, I digress. They regress, they treat girls like objects. They play around like recess. This rap game is nonsense. They big mad cause we bless. A goon to a goblin, you offset, I onset. I'm onset with wine in my goblet. You whining for God, I just pulled out the projects assigned to these haters. I feed off your comments, shake greed off my palms and take knees like I'm Colin. Take heat or just rot and just bleed while you falling in. Trapping like new me, boom bap like old me. Too bad they know me, they wanna own me, but now they owe me. Back y'all like groceries, wrap on my back like I am Yoshi. Trapping like new me, boom bap like old me. Too bad they know me, they wanna own me, but now they owe me. Back y'all like groceries, wrap on my back like I am Yoshi. Sitting, waiting, sinning lately, getting lazy, lighting up, you getting hazy. Kinda light just doesn't faze me, hating things that rap portraying. Ricky Bobby shaking bacon, Ricky Bobby shaking, me and Evo breaking up. I just hung up on the plug. Look at me like, why you bugging? Now they all like, what the what? Look at them like, why you thugging? Want my soul, want my gifts, want my heart for fame and money. Gotta admit, I almost did it. Turn around and started running. Trapping like new me, boom bap like old me. Too bad they know me, they wanna own me, but now they owe me. Back y'all like groceries, wrap on my back like I am Yoshi. Trapping like new me, boom bap like old me. Too bad they know me, they wanna own me, but now they owe me. Back y'all like groceries, wrap on my back like I am Yoshi.
Obesity is epidemic in the United States and a major cause of death.
What is fat activism?
I, a fat person, am sharing my own lived experience.
Pizza is a vegetable.
Your fat phobia is your problem.
It is not my place as a smaller-bodied white man to comment on it.
Radical body positivity.
What can men do against such reckless hate?
There's only one man who can help me.
This is for you new people. I only have one rule. Everyone fights, no one quits.
This day we fight!
Swole Normal.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing. Testicles. Welcome everyone to episode 3240 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular Swolecast, Beercast, Broadcast, Gamecast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleevescast, and Slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What's going on, beaches, booshes, bustas, hustlers, and your hoes? It's your boy Papa Swolio back with another episode. In today's episode, the Beastcast is brought to you, is powered, is sponsored by Everest and K2, flexing on all you bees.
The fucking Catalina wine.
All right, fam, welcome to the show, 3240, Thursday, March the 20th. Hashtag most people don't. Drop that in the comments down below for a chance to win today's Swole card. We're live on Rumble, The Daily Swole on Rumble, and on YouTube, and of course, Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Make sure you hit the like button, share the show with your friends. Please make sure you leave a 5-star review wherever you watch the show, especially Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. And of course, everything we talk about with Swole fan posts, with members, with new releases, all available over there at papaswolio.com and swolenormousx.com. Of course, we got the merch. We got 20% off everything over at papaswolio.com and memberships over there at swolenormousx.com. Hashtag most people don't, because we know that most people don't. Most people don't take care of their health. Most people don't read books. Most people don't get sun on their nips. Most people don't eat proper food. Most people don't do most things. Most people don't do things that are improving themselves and their community. Make sure you do that. Most people don't, but that's not you. Remember that most people don't whenever you look at this Swole card and then go and take action with your 7 pillars. So drop that hashtag in the comments down below. We'll give that away at the end of today's Swole, at the end of today's stream. Let's get into the show. It's time for the tip. Babe, just an inch. It's cold outside. All right, first post from the Swolenormous app. If you haven't downloaded the app, head on over to the App Store or Google Play and download the Swolenormous app. And then, of course, you're joining the Swole fam, and you could drop some comments in the community, and we'll feature you on today's episode or an upcoming episode. We have one from Joanna today. Joanna says, "Good morning, fam. I'm on vacation this week, which will be no excuse to slack. I got to do my morning yoga while the sun came up, and I'm now enjoying a cup of coffee. I feel so invigorated. I can't always start my day this way because of my job, but I love it when I get the opportunity. I highly recommend this for the physical and mental benefits. Hope everyone has a great day." Go get those sun on your nips, Joanna. We love to hear it. We got this one, a nice Flexi McFlexi pick from Pam. Pam says, "Happy St. Patty's Day. 3 months of being consistent and committed to myself, and I'm making gains. I can do this." And absolutely you can. Look at that. Go the fucking gym shirt. I love it. We love to see it. So congratulations on making those gains.
Don't change the subject. Just answer the fucking
Love
question.
to hear it. Great merch. Appreciate the support, Pam. Keep on crushing it. All right, let's get into a couple more Swole fam posts harkening back to the accountability text I send out at the beginning of every week. What is your current training split, and what adjustments have you made recently with your training? This is the Swole text I sent out to members. We got a couple more responses that we are going to feature today. This one's from Debbie. Debbie says, "Push-pull legs. I have been pushing as hard as I can, lifting as heavy as I can. I've had to adjust a lot recently since I started a new job that often leaves me exhausted. I'm going to buy some fatty steak and cut it up into strips so I have something to eat on the run, since I never have time to eat." Well, that's very important. preparing in advance, making sure you have the food that you need when you need it. Got to make those gains, got to eat right. Genevieve says, on Monday, I do steps and mobility. Tuesday is push. Wednesday, legs. Thursday, pull. Friday, more mobility and steps, I guess walking and stuff like that. Saturday, push. Sunday, legs. Rinse and repeat, staying consistent. I have been on the same program for 5 months. So this is a great example of sticking with something that works until it doesn't work anymore. This is what program design is. And this is why all of our programs have a variety of different splits you can choose from, especially something like Maximum Swole. You can choose from a variety of splits and see what you like best in terms of volume, in terms of frequency, in terms of your scheduling. And then if you're getting results and you're able to progressively overload, you stick with it and you take it as far as you can. And if you hit a roadblock after a while, then you can reassess and tweak. Some things work for a little bit, some things work for a longer period of time, and some things you just don't like and don't work at all. And then you adjust and you tweak and you move forward. So good stuff. Good stuff. All right, drop in the comments down below. What's your program? What are you currently doing? If you didn't answer that Swole text, make sure you do. And if you are not a member, you didn't get that text, so you could drop in the live chat down below what your thoughts are and maybe some things that you are tweaking and adjusting for your training split. I mentioned this yesterday and the day before. We have an accountability meeting coming up next Monday, and we're going to have some awesome new releases. And I've been talking about this for a while. We've been dropping new master classes this year. We have some big stuff dropping on Monday, so very excited about that. So stay tuned. And just a reminder that all these different options, everything that we talk about when it comes to your nutrition, when it comes to your programming, when it comes to frequency, intensity, volume, all those things. There's a lot of different options. There's a lot of different things that work for different people. The most important thing is you learn about yourself. You learn what you like to execute on. You learn what works best for you with your recoverability and your style of training. And then you try, rinse, repeat, tweak, adjust, test. You have to test things. And it's very important to understand that you are a science experiment. You are tweaking and adjusting things to see what works best for you. So make sure that you take that seriously. All right. It's a great responsibility, and you have the ability to tweak and adjust based on what you like. There's certain exercises that I do that are just a little bit more customized to what I find I like best. A certain form that maybe I feel that keeps me healthier. There are certain things that I have done in the past that maybe put me more at risk for an injury or for swelling or inflammation, or longer recovery periods for whatever reason that I tweak and adjust. And it's very important to think long term and to figure out what works best for you. And don't be bummed out and don't be shocked or surprised when something that works for a bit maybe doesn't work after a while. It's totally okay to reassess, go back to the drawing board and tweak some things. And if you have the intent on, if you have the responsibility, you have the authority, and you have the understanding as to why you're doing certain things, you also can go back and tweak those things. And it's totally cool to do so. And just because something works for someone else does not mean it's going to work for you. So it's important to make those minor adjustments and to understand that you can do that. Just because I personally maybe don't do it doesn't mean that you can't. If it's working and you like it, do it. If it's not working and you like it, well, you have to be honest with yourself. Do you want it to work, or do you want to like something? Personally, I like things that work, so teach their own. Today, we're going to take some questions right now. Drop your questions in the comments down below. Hashtag Ask Papa Swolio. We got a lot of stuff to get into, especially when we go balls deep, but I am proud to announce that we are back on TikTok today. I'm going to turn on the live stream right now. I'm going to be a good boy. I had a warning on my account, so I got to play nice. And what that means is I can't say a certain naughty word, apparently. So don't try to goad me. Don't try to tease me. Don't try to trick me into saying the word. You guys know the word. Earmuffs. This is not a family-friendly show. It can be. Depends on how sensitive you are to language. But I am going to not say a naughty word in particular. So don't try to get me to say it. Okay? Don't try to get me to say it. Most people don't say this word, but I love the word. I got to be careful on TikTok. All right, drop your questions in the comments down below. Hashtag Ask Papa Swole if you're watching and you're coming in live on TikTok. This is the Daily Swole live on Rumble. live on YouTube. Best place to watch is Rumble if you want to win the Swole card. The Daily Swole on Spotify, Apple Podcast. Let's continue. Drop your questions in the comments. You guys know the word. What word? I'm not going to say it. Let's take the first question from Instagram stories.
What's in the box?
Thank you, Ellie. Thank you. You guys can use the word. If you're on Rumble, use the word excessively. I'm going to try not to read your comments, though. I'm keeping it front and center in my consciousness. Do not say the word. Do not say the word. I almost just said it again. I'm just, I can't say it. I can't say it. I want to stream on TikTok. I can't say it, but I will. When we go balls deep, I will say the word repeatedly. I'm looking at the chat. I can't say it. Okay. mhouse8 on Instagram stories. Papa Swole, what style deadlift grip do you use? Well, we've talked a lot about deadlifts. I do not lately. I haven't done conventional deadlifts in a while. If I was doing a stiff leg deadlift, I would use an overhand grip with wrist wraps. If I'm doing a 45-degree hyper with a barbell or with dumbbells, I'm using an overhand grip. Dumbbells, I probably hold them neutral just because it's comfortable. So that's what I would do. And I always recommend, even if you're not doing conventional deadlifts, because I don't do conventional deadlifts in my programming, there's nothing wrong with them. I just think there's better exercises for bodybuilding if you're trying to target, but a hip hinge is very important. So you do not have to do a conventional deadlift. You can do a stiff leg deadlift. You can do a Romanian deadlift. You can do a good morning. You can do a 45-degree hyper. Those are great exercises that will target certain musculature and give you a little bit more isolation on certain body parts. And I think it's a great thing to implement in your programming, because if you're doing a hip hinge, one, you're going to get your glutes, but another thing, you're going to get the hip hinge components of the hamstrings and the adductors, which is important. Okay, you got a goon. Oh yeah, I agree. Goon to the moon. Do you make your own shirts? We do. Yes, we design all our shirts in-house, and all of them are over at papaswole.com. 20% off. Don't take Ozempic. Go to the fucking gym. You guys know the deal. All right, more questions. Let's see. Lavash, great question. Papa Swole, what's best for hamstrings, laying, seated, or a standing leg curl? Okay, so when we're talking about hamstrings, there's two things you want to pay attention to. Hamstrings, you want to make sure that you're getting a hip hinge component with a straight leg. So if you're doing a 45-degree hyper, you want not to use a band. You want to use a barbell or a dumbbell or dumbbells that's going to hit the hamstrings, the hip hinge component of the hamstrings. If you do a stiff leg deadlift, that's going to be great for hamstrings. Good mornings with more straight leg, great for hamstrings also. In addition, you want to make sure that you're getting the hamstring knee flexion components. That's going to target a little bit more of the short head of the biceps femoris. So then you can implement also a combination of a hip hinge component for the hamstrings, as well as either a lying, meaning a prone, or a seated leg curl. I personally don't like standing leg curls unless you're doing a monkey foot just to warm up. Most standing leg curl machines are garbage. They just really are. And there's a lot of variability with form. A lot of times there's just instability there. There are very few standing leg curl machines that can probably hold a candle to a prone or a seated leg curl. Seated leg curl is probably the best hamstring exercise for the knee flexion component. Not all seated leg curls are the same. Some suck, some are better, but it will be a little bit more taxing because you're targeting the hamstrings from a lengthened position. And if you find that that's more taxing, you can mix it up. You can try a prone, you could do seated. I have both machines at my house, so I mix it up. If I feel like doing a leg curl and I don't, for whatever reason, feel like doing the seated leg curl, or just because it's more taxing, if I'm trying to minimize fatigue, I might do a prone leg curl. Really depends on what else I'm doing on that day. But either is great. If you only have access to one, just pick one, that's fine. But seated leg curl is a great one for the hamstrings, and you're getting it from a more lengthened position. So it might be more fatiguing, but you're also getting a lot of activation. So I would opt for that if you have a solid one. Seated and leaning forward is great. What I also recommend is getting a seat belt. This is a thing that for some reason, a lot of machines don't have seat belts. And I think most, I wouldn't say all, but most machines would benefit from at least having the option of a seat belt. Now you can buy a seat belt. You could buy a gym seat belt and bring it with you in your bag and wrap it under the machine. because for a seated leg curl, if you're leaning forward, you're sliding around a little bit. What I do for leg extensions, what I do for leg curls is I have seat belts on these machines. I added them. And what I do is I anchor my hips. So I'm able to lean forward with a seated leg curl, but not slide forward and not move around in position. So it helps lock my hips in, and I'm able to lean forward and grab onto the machine and get other types of leverage and counterbalancing. And the seat belt keeps me in position. And you can get one for 20, 30 bucks. Seatbelt extenders. Well, you know, if you need a seatbelt extender, that's based. If you're jacked, if you're fat, then maybe you need one. Garage gains, like the name. Papa Swolio, would I benefit from going upper lower to full body every other day, or are they similar? They are similar. I like a combination of upper lower and full body. If you've never tried full body, it is an art. It is a very challenging split because of the high frequency. If you're doing every other day, it's very challenging to stay up with it. You can always do an upper lower rest, and then full body rest, upper lower rest. If you like to do that, you could do upper lower every other day and then throw in a full body when you feel good, or do a couple full body workouts every other day for a few days. And if you feel a little bit fatigued, pull back and do an upper lower. So you can combine them, and they're a great way. It's a great combination, but obviously the goal is progressive overload. And if you're training body parts every other day, you are getting more chances to progressively overload. But you have to be very careful for volume. If you're doing full body every other day, then you're doing 1 set per body part. Chances are if you're doing 2 sets, you're not going to recover in time. Everyone's different, but I find that if I'm doing anything more than 1 set, especially for full body, I'm not going to be able to hit it hard. And you can definitely have some variety. You don't have to do the same exact exercise every time for full body. So you can do your upper back row on one day. You could do your lat row another day. Maybe you can get away with doing an upper back row and a lat biased row every other day, but it's very taxing and it's probably redundant and unnecessary in terms of your overall fatigue. Store machine. The seatbelt idea is great. I actually use that for doing cable lat pull downs in my home gym. Yeah, you could do that. And even things like tricep push downs, if you want more stability, you could use a weight belt and put a 45 or 2 between your legs, and it'll actually pull you into the ground more. It's just a little bit more set up, and not everyone has access to something like that. But seat belts are underrated because, again, if you are more stable, you're able to enact more force, and it's a benefit to keep you in a position for a machine. For example, if you're doing leg extensions, some people like to lean back a little bit, but if you're not anchoring your hips, what happens is your hips come up as your knees flex, and then your hips drop as you're extending. And what's happening is you're getting a change in angle with your hip, and you're getting some more instability. So you're not really isolating the muscles as well as you think you are. So you want to make sure that a seat belt is available. And like I said, they're cheap, and you can throw in your gym bag and then wrap it under the machine. And it can make a big difference, especially if you don't have anyone to hold on to your legs, or the angle of the machine or the weight you're using lifts you up. Cerny, Papa Sully, can you explain what R means? I can. It's Tim Waltz. Just look up Tim Waltz and you'll see the definition. Nick, Papa Solio, can a gym seatbelt help with heavy lat pull downs? Now that my pulls have exceeded my body weight, I find myself being lifted up off the seat. It can. What I will say is it might be hard for you to get in that position. If you're anchoring yourself with a seatbelt tight, you might not be able to reach the lat pull down. So if you have someone that can pull down the bar for you or tighten your seatbelt at the bottom, you'll also need someone to take the bar afterwards. So it really depends. So yes, but any quality lat pull down should have thigh pads that hold you in. And the problem when you start getting really strong is sometimes it's really hard to get the bar down, get your feet under. I find that myself, but there might be other strategies of where you kind of lift the weight stack up and put some kind of support or a block underneath it, or someone spots you and hands you the bar, this, that, and the other. So there's definitely strategies there, but a seatbelt could be beneficial. Joanna Celli, good questions, fam. Good questions. Rumble again. Always going to bias questions. Always going to bias to questions on Rumble. So make sure you follow the Daily Swole on Rumble right now. If you're watching on TikTok, I will get some more questions. Come back around. Papa Solio, what exercise is a good replacement for lat pull downs if you only have dumbbells and or resistance bands? Wide pull-ups. Wide pull-ups is great. You're hitting the lats in the frontal plane. If you only have dumbbells, you're not going to be able to hit the lats in the frontal plane like that. So you're going to want to do pull-ups. Wide pull-ups. And if you have dumbbells, you can hit the lats for sure, but you're only going to be hitting them from the sagittal plane. So you can do a lat biased row, keeping the elbow more tucked. But if you want to get that angle, you're going to be doing, if you don't have access to a pull down machine, you could do wide pull-ups and you could weight that once you get strong enough. All right, good question. Storm Machine, Papa Swole, is it bad to consume all the extra fat after cooking grass-fed ground beef? I usually consume the extra fat instead of drain it out. I guess that depends on how your stomach feels and the macro split you prefer. If you have a lot of extra fat, if you're just eating all the extra fat straight, you might have digestive issues. If I'm cooking grass-fed ground beef, you can save it. Some people, right, when you're cooking bacon or you're cooking fat, you save the tallow or the extra and you cook with it later. If you're making eggs, that's totally fine. There's a lot of great things to do to reutilize those types of things. Different types of ground beef in terms of the split, how much fat or how lean it is. If you're trying to get more protein, you want to go for leaner cuts of steak. But of course, if you're getting New York strip or ribeye, you're having some connective tissue and fat and marbleization in there too. So it's definitely not bad. It really just depends on how you feel. Sometimes when people up their fat or they start consuming a lot of fat, it can go through you pretty quick until you adapt. So just go by how you feel. It's quality food, so it just really depends on your fat needs and your carbohydrate needs for you as an individual. Miss Texas Fit, she's so excited because we're talking about hip hinges. Anything with glutes and hamstrings. Kylie's like, her ears are like perk up like a chihuahua. Like, ooh, are we talking about hip hinges? Can we talk? All right. Papa Swolio, on a leg curl machine, does it matter in which direction your toes are pointed? Yes, it does. I see some people, they really allow a lot of knee valgus. They allow their toes and their feet to externally rotate a lot. You're going to hit more of the short head. You're going to hit more of the outer portion of your hamstrings. I just keep my toes straight ahead. So I'm not like pointing them in or pointing them out. Just keep your feet comfortably straight ahead. It really doesn't matter so much about your feet as it does your thigh position. But of course, if you're getting a lot of external rotation, it could compound some poor movement patterns, or it could maybe over bias certain parts of your hamstring. I just keep my feet straight ahead. I'm not saying it. All right, Nick Papasolio. I have to really, I'm reading the chat slowly and processing it and looking through. So you can't fool me. I'm so fervently trying not to say that word. I feel like it building up like a volcano. I want to explode and just scream it from the rooftop. I can't wait till we go balls deep because I'm just going to say it probably 10 times. I'm holding it in. Like I have verbal diarrhea and I just have to not say it. It's so hard. I'm uncomfortable right now. All right, Nick. On Rumble, Papa Swolio, the bar pads hold my legs in place during the wide cable grip lat pull downs, but my ass keeps rising no matter how hard I squeeze them with my legs. Really? Are you on your tippy toes? If you put what might be happening is you need your feet to be higher. So maybe put yoga blocks or 45-pound plates under your feet. Have you tried that? I'm trying to picture your setup, so that might help. Because even if your feet are kind of close to the ground, your hips might be sliding because the angle of your thighs, because your feet are low. But if you raise your feet, you'll probably be able to get your hip flexors more activate, Does that make sense? Raising up your feet like on a platform. Maybe some 25s or 45s. Or bumper plates or something you could put under there. Miss Texas Fit, Papa Swolio, okay, same question, toes direction, but on a leg extension machine. Yeah, I definitely think these things matter, but I don't really do toes out and then toes in as long as your femur position, like really what you want to do is just do what's most comfortable for you. Really, your feet should be more or less the straight or slightly out. And I think depending on the leg extension machine, that might vary. Depends on the pad, if it's a round pad, whatever's most comfortable for you. But what you can also do is do leg extensions with single leg also if you're trying to isolate or get a different angle. I don't think that's really the most important. People worry too much about that kind of slight tweakage. But when you're trying just to build muscle, you need progressive overload. Just you want overall mass. Most of what will solve for the shape of the muscles. Hey, I want to get bigger here. How do I work this part of my tricep or this part of my quad or this? Most of the time, it's just overall mass. And when you build the muscles bigger, period, you'll get that shape based on your genetics and your tendon insertions and things like that. Most people just don't have enough mass, which is why they don't see the shape that they want. Nick says, I am on the balls of my feet. I'll try raising my feet. I think that'll help a lot because if you think about it, if you're on the balls of your feet, the angle of your hips are more open, right? So if you bring your knees up or your ability for your feet to be higher, it'll kind of lock you in and pull your hips down as a proxy for it. A seatbelt could work, but you get the point. If you're tightening down, a lot of times you have to pull the bar down, then get your thighs under. How are you going to tie a seatbelt unless you have someone else doing it for you and then taking the bar because then you're stuck or you're going to let go of the bar and break the machine. Candyman, Papa Solia, when you meet someone who wants you to call them a they, them, what is that person called? I'm just going to say a Tim Waltz. If you listened to yesterday's episode, you know what I mean. All right, Alex Papasolio. Do people generally have less appetite when they're on an elimination diet? I haven't been eating processed foods over the last few days and my appetite has dropped in the evening. Quite possibly, if you're eating more nutrient-dense food, the problem with ultra-processed vegetable oils and seed oils and high-fructose corn syrup is that they interrupt your natural body signaling for your satiety, for how hungry you are and how full you are. That's why people tend to overeat ultra-processed foods. Oh my God, I want to say it. Zeru183, Papa Solia, what's your hair care routine? Do you use conditioner? I use different things. I use some special, I wouldn't say special, but I use like a custom blend of essential of oils in terms of hydration for my scalp and for my hair. And if I'm using shampoo and conditioner, I'm using natural things. There's one that I really like that we have. It's beef tallow based shampoo and conditioner that we get from a local farmer's market. So this is something that we will be talking about in the near future. I have some things in the works, so stay tuned. We'll be talking a lot more about hair care and scalp care and things like that. But I've always talked about jojoba oil and beef tallow, and we have some things in the works that I'm really excited to share with you. So stay tuned. Life by Debs, Papa Swolio, I'm new to the gym. What exercise should I never miss? All of them. There is no one exercise that you should always do this exercise. This is the kind of question. If you were on an island and you could only do one exercise for the rest of your life, what would it be? There's not an answer for that. There's a bunch of exercises you should never miss. So go to the fucking gym, lift heavy, get on a quality strength training program. If you need help with that, go to swolenormousx.com, join the Swole fam, and start taking care of your 7 pillars, your nutrition, your training, recovery, mindfulness, all those things we have in the Swole Enormous app. So make sure you download it and join the fam today. Period. Active Manu, Papa Soy, how to be shredded to build a lot of muscle and then reduce inflammation and get rid of extra body fat because you're eating properly, you're sleeping properly, and you're not overstuffing your face and dirty bulking. You're building muscle and you're getting rid of extra energy on your body that it doesn't need. That's how you're shredded. John says, I'm obsessed with leg development. I started out like most dumb dudes focused on upper body. A year into training, started legs. Girlfriend thinks I'm insane, says my legs look great. They probably do. I think most people should bias their training towards their legs also. Think about this. Think of why, people are infatuated with the pyramids. Now, I'm not saying you should look like a pyramid, but if you look at someone and they have a big upper body and skinny, skinny, skinny legs, it looks weird. They look unstable. They look like a cartoon character like Johnny Bravo or something. Never skip leg day. Prioritize your legs. Most people would be better off prioritizing legs all the time, and your upper body will grow, but it just looks better. Most people don't have balance and they need to over focus on their legs in a good way. Just prioritize your leg training. And of course, if you're trying to get big legs, here's the kicker of it. What do people do when they try to get big legs? What do most people do? Again, most people don't, right? What do most people do when they try to get big legs? What I think is missing in most people's workouts is adductor work. Now, when you're doing squats, a deep squat, whether it's a leg press, whether it's a Smith machine, like a linear squat, a hack squat machine, and you're getting deep in the hole and you're getting a lot of hip flexion in that deep position, you're hitting your adductors at the bottom, the posterior portion of the adductors, but there's anterior portions too. So you need to get that adductor machine in, right? The just hip adduction where you're sitting, and you're pulling your thighs to the midline. So you want to make sure you're getting your adductors with stiff leg deadlifts or RDLs, deep squats, and then you also want to make sure you're hitting the anterior portions of the adductors. If you want big legs, a lot of people, you don't want thigh gap. If you want your quads to sweep, if you want your quads to push out, if you want mass in your legs, it's got to look thick. And people are always concerned with sweep and like the width of their legs. Well, what do you think the width is? There's width on the inside too. Build the inner portions of your legs. Most of what's on the inner thigh is not quad, it's all adductor. And people don't train their adductors hard, and they're missing out on a lot of muscle growth and a lot of thickness in their legs. Because you'll also see that from the back, you're going to see that from the front, you're going to see that from directly from the back, you're going to see it from the side. Look at your anatomy, look how big the adductors are. The adductors are thick. Let me see. Maybe I can bring up a picture quickly. I'll bring it up on... All right, I'll bring this up here. I'll bring it up on Rumble and YouTube. So check this out. Look at the adductors. Okay? Now tell me that they're not important. Tell me the adductors are not important. Look at how many muscles there are. These are all muscles that adduct the thigh. Adductor longus, adductor magnus, adductor brevis. Okay, some of those are deep that you're not necessarily going to see, the pectineus. But look at the adductor magnus and the adductor longus. Look how thick those muscles are. That's a huge component of the thigh. That's a huge component of the leg. You don't want thigh gap. Your thighs are not, I don't care if you're male or female, your thighs are not going to look big and muscular from any angle if you don't have thick adductors. So it's a huge part of it. So don't skip it. Jodex, Papa Swole, advice for a guy with 237 testosterone but doesn't want to get on TRT. What are your lifestyle habits like? Your sleep, nutrition, all that stuff is very important. Sunlight, all that stuff is very important. How old are you too? I'm not on TRT, but 237 is definitely low for testosterone. I'm no testosterone expert because I don't take any of that stuff, but I'm open to TRT in the future, but 237 is low. Papa Swole, do you have the Scooby-Doo in shirts instead of tank? Yes, we have every option for every style. So search it up on the site and it'll pull up. All right. Let's take another one from Instagram stories. Keep dropping your questions in the comments. Manuel Iglesias. Papa Swole, how do I fix my sleep schedule? I am going to gym, but I can't if I wake up late. So you fix your sleep schedule by going to sleep earlier. Getting off your phone, cold, dark room, no LEDs, no Wi-Fi, anything like that. Good habits in the evening, not eating too late, not drinking too much late at night. That way you're not getting up to piss. So it's very important to have a good evening routine, and a lot of that starts with blue light, cutting out screen time, reading before bed, not your Kindle, reading a book, red lights at night, shutting down earlier. So you need better time management and habits, and a good morning starts with a good night before. All right. Jose Raul GLZ 108. Papa Swole, why are you so fucking strong? I want to be like you. Oh.
Hi, Papi.
Jose from Costa Rica. Why are you so fucking strong? Because I train hard and I try to get stronger. You're not going to build muscle without improving your strength too. So very important. And I've been doing it for a long time. And that's my goal, is to add reps, add weight, and get stronger. So I appreciate you. Go to the fucking gym or join us, swolenormousx.com, and start the programming and stuff that I do. The rest of the Swole fam does. We're making gains. DM007, Papa Swole, broke my hand last week. What should I do? Oof, you're going to have to learn how to beat with the other hand. Leg day. Leg day, and make sure you switch hands for spanky time. It's only good advice if you take it. Nunu Ham, how do I get round full butt if squat don't work or target butt shape? Lifting for years, but butt still flat. Help. Yeah, squats are not ideal for glutes. Squats, in my opinion, should be quad biased, like the quad father Tom Platz always says. It's a high bar squat, knees over toes, making sure that you're elevating your heels or using squat shoes. If you're doing a barbell squat, get those knees forward. It's a quad bias squat. It's more pure. It's better. If you're trying to target your glutes, hip thrusts, 45-degree hypers with a band, kickbacks, things like stiff leg deadlifts are great. But if you want to get the glutes, hip thrusts are a standard for sure. Bulgarian split squats are good too, but it really depends on your foot position and knee flexion versus hip flexion. Chris K, what's my weight? I'm just under 220. I don't know what my calorie intake or my macros are. Thank you, Donatello. Appreciate you. Tell Raphael I said hi. Michelangelo's a dick, though. All right, more questions. I want to say the word, so we're going to wrap up soon. I need to get it out. Zeb Jordan, Papa Swole, would you advise someone to get the NASM certification if they want to get into that field or go to school? Well, what, school? Like college? I mean, I personally wouldn't recommend anyone go to indoctrination camps today. You definitely don't need college unless there's a specific field. I definitely wouldn't recommend going to college if you want to be a personal trainer. So it depends on what you want to do. The issue is most of the degrees that you're going to get from college, you're overpaying. You're going to get exorbitant student loan rates. And I wouldn't recommend people go to institutions like that unless you need to get a degree. Like if you want to be a doctor and that's the thing you've wanted to do your entire life, or a lawyer, then you have to play the game and do the things that will allow you to do that. But if you just want to be a personal trainer, you're spending 100 to 200 grand for no reason. You can go right into the workforce, get your NASM certification, start learning, shadowing, learning how to be a personal trainer, obsessing over fitness, learning, becoming the best personal trainer, and then you won't have the debt. So it really depends on your personal choice. I wouldn't recommend getting into debt for education unless you're learning a trade. So what's underrated nowadays is becoming an apprentice or going to a trade school, learning how to be an electrician or a plumber or one of those types of jobs that are absolutely required. And you're not going to be anywhere near as much debt, and you're going to be getting out making six figures. Very likely you could start your own business or your apprenticeship or whatever, however that works, but you won't be in massive debt. You'll have learned a trade, which is valuable. When you go to school and college, you're not really learning a trade. You're just getting programmed. So again, do not go to college if you're trying to get into fitness. You don't need it. That's my opinion. Yeah, I agree with that too. I have experience with NASM, but I know there's other certifications. It really doesn't matter. Whatever the gym accepts and your insurance you can get. Jeremy says NASM is corrupt these days. What isn't? If you call, they are giving you a sales pitch. Plus, they've gone very liberal. I'm letting my certification lapse. Yeah, I've let all my stuff, CSCS, all those things, just because a lot of it's just corporate scam. They want CEUs. They want you to keep on paying just for the name. But there are many certifications out there that gyms will accept. So it really is just about you knowing what to do. Just because you have a certification doesn't mean you know what you're talking about. What's wrong with Ozempic? What, poisoning yourself and not changing any of your habits? Wasting away, paralyzing your stomach, wasting muscle mass and bone density? It's not a life-saving medication. That's the pitch, I'm sure, right? They want you to get on a prescription for the rest of your life. People don't want to change their habits. They want a magic pill. And trust me, there's a lot of side effects. And it's going to come out to be a tragedy in the future. It already is. Going blind, paralyzing your stomach. There's a lot of issues. Diabetics don't need it. Diabetics need to eat good food and lift heavy weights and get sun and change their habits. You can reverse these things with proper lifestyle changes. Most people don't want to change their habits. They just want to take a pill or an injection and keep eating their cake and their fast food. And that's why these things are successful, because people will do anything but change their habits. There is no easy fix. That's the cop-out, and that's the excuse. It's not an easy fix. There's always a trade-off. There's always a sacrifice. What people don't realize is that for that instant gratification, they are sacrificing years on their life. They're sacrificing a lot of side effects in the future. So it's not helping you. It's this illusion of solving a problem. But it's not solving a problem. It's adding more. Some of you need to learn about what diabetes actually is. There's going to be a lot of weak people in the chat. I'm totally fine with people, oh, but I need this. Oh, but diabetics need this. But sometimes skinny people are diabetic. Yeah, it's insulin resistance issues. That's why people have PCOS, diabetes, heart disease, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's. It's insulin resistance. I'm going to remove trolls that are saying stupid stuff in the comments. DM007, how many sets for biceps a week? Depends on the frequency, but anywhere between 2 and 4 is sufficient. Going to the gym doesn't solve diabetes. It's all your other lifestyle habits. Remember, when you have compounded poor habits for 10, 20, 30 years, you can't just undo it in a couple months because you started lifting weights. Do I train online? You can go to swolenormousx.com and join the fam today. Check us out. All right. Drop in the comments any last chance questions or topics that you want to bring up. We went through a bunch. Really good stuff. Thank you, John. Papa's a monster. I'm trying to be. Big casket gang over here. Big casket. Get swole. Take up a lot of ground space in the future. Am I drinking mushroom coffee? I am not. Alex says, just about everyone I know with type 1 diabetes has that thing on their arm with some candy in it so their blood sugar doesn't tank. Well, type 1 diabetes is different than type 2. Katie, do you plan to take any sort of hormone replacement? I get a lot of questions about TRT. I'm not taking anything at this point. I am going to be 42 later this year. So I'm open to, I need to get some blood work done, all that stuff. So I'm open to TRT in the future. I don't know if that's this year or in 5 years or in 2 years. I'm open to it, but I'm not currently taking anything. So I'm not against TRT. That's a personal choice. I'm sure it would help. But I'm also, if I'm taking it, I'd be transparent and talk about it. If at this point I start doing TRT, I don't think that negates anything that I've said for the past decade. I'm definitely not going to lie about it. I would have no reason to. I've already proven like, hey, I can build muscle and be in great shape. And then if it improves my lifestyle moving forward, I'm not against it. I haven't looked into it yet. Carolina, 42. Look at what going to the gym does. LMAO, looking amazing. Why, thank you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. A lot of people that take testosterone and stuff, it ages them like crazy. So some people take that stuff and they just look older. So I wouldn't say pride, but I like the challenge of trying to do as best as I can naturally. But it's coming to that point that if I'm considering it, or this is the decade where that's probably a good transition or when it would happen. I just don't know when that right time is. So I'd have to get some blood work and see where I'm at. I mainly ask because I'm 41 in shape, but all I see is stuff for HRT. I wonder if it's necessary. I wouldn't say it's necessary, but of course it's marketing, right? Any of these companies or any of these clinics, they benefit if you take TRT. So if you're calling a TRT clinic, they're going to want to sell you TRT. It makes sense. So you can get blood work done and analyze it yourself and make different choices or improve your lifestyle habits and then get tested again and then see where you're at, you know. So I wouldn't say it's necessary, but just because it's something that's exogenous doesn't mean that technology can't improve human lifestyle and quality of life. All I know is that if there's something that I can take that's going to maintain my muscle mass for longer and help me recover from my workouts and my intense training, because I'm not going to stop, it's just going to get harder in terms of recovery. But I'd like to maintain as much muscle as possible. So I'm open to it. I think it depends on the person. There are a lot of people that say they're taking TRT and they're taking a lot extra. You can tell they're not taking TRT because they don't look like a normal human. They're taking TRT plus X, Y, and Z, and they look like they're juicing out of their mind. So, quote, TRT is relative to, most. And the thing is, the problem and the reason why people might be obtuse about it is because they feel guilty, like they're not really doing it themselves. They don't want to be looked at as, oh, you're cheating. Well, you're taking TRT, so X, Y, and Z. But I think I have enough social proof and evidence that, you can build muscle for a long time when you're in your 40s. That's a personal choice, but I don't know. Pipeline trash. Is 200 milligrams a week a TRT dose to you? To me, I don't know. Is that what it matters is what your testosterone. I mean, I'm not an expert in testosterone, but I would assume what matters is what that replacement therapy, what that does to your testosterone levels. If it brings it up to a higher range of a healthy male, that's definitely TRT if you're within a normal range. If you're taking extra, super physiological, like you're getting a lot more than what the human body would normally produce, then, well, that's not TRT. Where can I get that shirt? papasfolio.com. Link is in my bio. How can I be contacted? You can email team@swolenormous.com if you want to email the company. Love that shirt. Thank you. If you're watching on TikTok, I've been banned on TikTok Shop for a while. I'm not sure if you could see it on TikTok, but go to the website, 20% off, better deals than TikTok Shop. So link is in my bio. What is my training split? I do full body and upper lower. I do a combination, usually full body, but sometimes I do upper lower depending on my time or fatigue. Cherry Scoth. Love you, Papa Swole. Love you too. Stop saying it. Oh, I want to say the word. Are we good? We're ready to move on. All right, TikTok. Make sure you follow the account. Go to papasfolio.com. Link is in my bio you can find membership links. All of it's in the menu, but 20% off all awesome merch. You get the Ozempic shirt. A lot of other new designs. Jurassic Pump, brand new design. Chicken is a Vegetable, brand new design. 20% off everything on the site. So go and check out the link in the bio for merch. And we're going to continue the show over on Rumble, The Daily Swole, if you want to catch the rest of the Daily Swole podcast live every day. Thanks for being here. All that stuff, link is in the bio. Appreciate you. All right, we are off TikTok. You know what that means? You know what that means, fam? Let me get off this app. Oh, God. TikTok's fucking retarded. There we go. Oh, retard. Feel good now. There we go.
That's deep.
All right. Let's get into some retarded news. Let's do it. So the title of today's episode, Liberal White Women Are the Problem. Yeah, no shit. No shit.
Because of the implication.
Yeah. So let's talk about this. Shall we? Shall we? Check out this image. This one's getting some retweets. All right, here we go. Voters' opinions. So if you're just listening, we got a chart here. And it shows a list of people's sentiments on Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, Elon Musk, Doge, the Republican Party, Zelensky / Ukraine, DEI, and the Democratic Party. Okay, so this is voters' opinions. So we have white men, no degree, white men that have college or above, white women, no degree, or white women, educated white women. So when I say educated, I'm talking about indoctrinated. So I don't want to say intelligent because a lot of people that don't go to college are intelligent, which is why they didn't go to college. So again, you're taught what to think, not how to think in college. Is why I recommend against it, especially these days. So I don't want to say uneducated white men because you could read books and be very educated, but not be formally indoctrinated in a college. So again, white men, no degree, white men, college or above, white women, no degree, and white women, college and above. So the right side of the screen is circled. So we have, for example, white men, no degree, favorable to Donald Trump, plus 41. White men that went to college, aka liberal indoctrination centers, plus 1. White women, no degree, plus 14 for Donald Trump. So if you don't have a degree, women and men, white women and white men, are supportive of Donald Trump. More men than women, but if you don't have a degree or above, you're in favor, biased towards Donald Trump. White women, college or above, negative 38 for Donald Trump. Okay. Negative 38 for J.D. Vance. Negative 40 for Elon Musk. Negative 39 for Doge. Negative 35 for the Republican Party. So what you're seeing at is literally down the line, white, liberal, educated women, quote unquote, indoctrinated women, are completely against. They're plus 53 for Vladimir Zelensky. Plus 53 white, indoctrinated, women are more in favor of Ukraine than they are the United States. They hate America. Plus 31 for diversity, equity, and inclusion, which is communist, Marxist trash. But they're net negative on the Democratic Party, probably because they lost or something like that. All right. So I don't know why they're net negative on the Democratic Party, but they hate the government. They hate the government. They hate the establishment. They just are told to hate these individual people. Okay. So plus 53 and plus 31 for DEI and Ukraine, and they're hard negative on anything and anyone that's Republican Party. Okay. Of course, white men, no degree, plus 36 J.D. Vance, plus 33 Elon, plus 31 Doge, plus 25 Republican Party, negative 5 Zelensky, negative 40 DEI, negative 58 the Democrat Party. So, Democrats might look at this and be like, yeah, well, it's the opposite. The right is the cult. Being pro-America is not a cult. Being pro-America, nationalism. Why is nationalism bad? Why is being in favor of your country and your community bad? Why is bringing manufacturing back to the United States bad? Why is cheaper energy and drilling and creating cheaper energy resources in the United States bad? right? Why is bringing semiconductor factories to the United States bad? Why is that bad? I don't know. You tell me. But in college, white women, especially, look, white men, college plus, +1 Donald Trump, -1 JD Vance, -6. So fairly neutral, but in many cases, because they're being indoctrinated, they're being feminized, right? Feminism and Marxism is rampant in these universities. We know this. So white men get beaten down. These are the cucks. These are the soy boy beta cucks, right? These are the male feminists that are, well, I don't want to say anything out of line. I'm just going to go along with it because if I want to get a woman, I have to pretend like Donald Trump and JD Vance are evil and Elon Musk is retarded and very bad people. White women, no degree. Ready for this? No degree, white women. +14 Donald Trump, +8 JD Vance, -5 Elon Musk, +11 Doge, +9 Republican Party, -3 Zelensky, -1 DEI, and -36 Democratic Party. So why would white college educated or above women be so negative to the Department of Government Efficiency, getting rid of corporate bloat and corruption? Why would they be against Elon Musk? Why would they be against JD Vance or Donald Trump? Because they're told to. They're told to hate this country. They don't know why. They're just told what to think. And this is why strong men are important. If you have a strong spouse and a male spouse that has high testosterone, that exercises, that eats beef, that doesn't put up with bullshit, guess what? Women are going to vote the way of their husband. The family unit is very important. But we have a lot of divorce in this country. We have a lot of single moms. We have a lot of ultra educated, aka indoctrinated, weaker people. Women are weaker than men in general. And what I mean by that is they care more about social acceptance. They're not physically strong. So what do? They just try to go along with what they see is going with the grain to avoid conflict, to keep their community. They care about what other people think more. That's just what happens. That's just what happens. And this is evidence of that. So you have all the boss bitches, get a job, go pay taxes, work for a corporation, all these people, and they are just poisoned. Their brains are being poisoned. And Jarrell is absolutely right. 99% of women are followers. Let's read this. Appreciate this comment. 99% of women are followers. So, quote, higher learning institutions find them easy to brainwash. I hate to say it, but it's true. It is true. And exceptions don't make the rule. So maybe you're a female and you went to college and you think all that stuff is Marxist garbage. You're the exception. You are rare. I went to college. I definitely didn't need to, but that was what people did at the time. I just never really fit in. I didn't buy into any of that, garbage. I look back and I kind of see, I can see it now, certain things I didn't really realize what they were there, but it didn't make sense. And I thought it was bullshit at the time, but it's just more front and center. They don't hide it anymore. It's out there. So again, exceptions don't make the rule. So you might be one of those people like, I don't fit that. Well, good, but most do. And it's unfortunate. And that's the problem. That's the problem with our society today. Again, women have been brainwashed to think that going to college and getting a job is more valuable than having a family, right? Being a stay-at-home mom, which I always say is one of the most valuable, challenging jobs or careers. Having a family, leading a family, raising children, giving birth. Like, this is what we're here to do. And that's challenging. And it's very fulfilling. But you've been brainwashed by these essentially communist movements in order that men and women are the same. They're completely the same. There's no difference between men and women, right? The whole gender blurring nonsense. We're very different. And what happens when you are lied to and your lives are ruined, rather than look back and be like, oh my God, I was lied to. And rather than unplugging from the matrix, what do? You pretend like there's some kind of boogeyman out there, whether it's climate change or white men are bad, or Donald Trump is the enemy, and capitalism and the patriarchy. That's the problem, not the fact that you were lied to and you were duped. And you were told that you would get fulfillment by working for a hedge fund for 30 years and being a boss bitch and getting into the C-suite. But you've been lied to. That's not what men are attracted to. That's not what men want. And then after giving 20, 30 years of your life to a corporation that doesn't give a fuck about you, you're left anxious, scared and angry. And then mainstream media or legacy media points a finger and says, he's the problem. And they say it over and over and over again. And every teacher at your institution tells you to hate this person. Everything around you tells you to hate these people. This is the problem. This is the problem. Donald Trump is evil. It's Republicans. They're MAGA. It's so obvious. And it hurts to watch people just be voluntarily brainwashed, but that's what's happening. And again, exceptions don't make the rule, but you see the overwhelming trends, and that's why. Jarella says, I bought into it in college, but as I got into the, quote, real world, I accepted the evidence that it was bullshit. Most people don't, right? Most people don't recognize that. They can't, because then their whole identity is built around that concept. So we all know that growth, or realizing how poisonous the food is, realizing that we were lied to, that's a tough pill to swallow. And for most people, it's safer to just plug your ears, la, 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 la. That can't possibly be true. And women have not had any kind of personal responsibility. You know, once there's hormonal birth control, then you could have sex without any responsibility. Women can vote, but they're not forced to, selective service. They're not forced to serve in the military or compelled to potentially serve in the military. So they're able to participate in that type of aspect of voting in our society without any accountability, without any repercussions. So I think if women are going to vote, I think they need to have all the same kinds of, be subjected to everything that a man is subjected to. And I think a lot of people, if you want to vote, I think you should have some sort of civil service requirement, whether you're working locally or National Guard or something like that. You should be required if you want to have a say in politics, because what happens is the people that you vote for are spending your money. They're bleeding you dry. They're bleeding your future generations dry by debasing the currency, and they're sending your children off to war. So you need to have responsibility for your actions. But again, with hormonal birth control, there's no responsibility for your actions. You could be a slut and not get pregnant. There used to be consequences for having sex. It's called pregnancy. And when you're able to do things without consequence, you do a lot of stupid shit. And we're seeing that. And we're seeing the result of that. And this is after decades. All right. We're talking about decades and decades of people graduating and being brainwashed. And we know, and all the evidence shows, that the more partners you have before marriage, the more likely or the less likely you are to have a successful relationship or to have a successful, stable relationship. You're essentially poisoning yourself. You're poisoning the well. Okay, let's play this clip. Retweet from, I'll read this. Repost from Tim Pool. Holy fuck, Minnesota has 1.6 million shares of Tesla in its pension fund. Tim Walz is such an evil man, he gloated over the collapse of his own constituents' retirements. These people don't understand anything about economics. We know that for sure. Okay? And we played that clip of Tim Walz laughing like, hey, stock's going down. Well, he's laughing that his citizens in Minnesota are losing millions and millions of dollars because of stock decreases. So let's play this. And this is Kevin O'Leary on, I guess, some CNN garbage show.
Go back to point one. When you set a car on fire, you should go to jail.
Yep.
You're a criminal.
Any car,
I don't think we have to talk
Yeah,
about it
not
in any
just
other
Tesla.
context. And all those cars have cameras in them, and those dealerships have cameras. You're beyond being stupid when you do that. You're going to go to jail, and you now have a government that just got their mandate. They can't wait to find idiots that do this. You're going to spend 5 to 20 years in prison. If they get them on terrorism, which I think is a stretch, they will have no parole.
It's not a stretch.
No shortened sentence. They'll rot in hell in prison for 20 years. And frankly, as far as I'm concerned, that's okay.
Yep.
Breaking in, shooting a car, setting on fire, nothing to do with the politics, nothing to do with Tesla. You are a criminal, and you should go
What about the broader
to
question
jail.
about the
the protest factor. I mean, you heard
What
Tim Walz.
protest? You're a criminal.
I'm talking about Tim Walz and his comments about the Tesla stock. He says it gives him a boost to see that stock going down.
That poor guy didn't check his portfolio and his own pension plan for state.
Based.
It's beyond stupid what he did. He's talking down a 3.5% weighting in his own pension plan. I mean, what's the matter with that guy? He doesn't check the well-being of his own constituents in his state.
I mean,
that's their investment fund.
Point,
what a bozo. I think
you don't have to agree with everything that Kevin O'Leary has ever said for that to be 100% accurate. Crazy, right? We played a clip yesterday on the show about what Chuck Schumer laughing about how, American taxpayers, they act like the government, we have the right to take their money. They're complaining about taxes. They're wasting your money. Government corruption. These people are evil. Taxation is theft. All right, where was the lie? There wasn't one. So that was a really good video for context. And one more. This is gross. So, of course, there's a lot of Tesla dealerships getting firebombed. There's supposed to be some national protests that are coming. And I think the question now is, this is not a protest, right? This is the fiery but mostly peaceful protesting. The issue with this is when you know that these are violent domestic terrorism attacks these are targeted attacks. Do you allow protests to continue when you know the whole point of this is to escalate into violence? So yes, the First Amendment, peaceably protest, but no one's protesting peacefully. Okay. So I think there is a lot of leverage to block these protests because we know that the intent is to continue this kind of terrorism. The intent is to strike fear into people that own Teslas, to get people to sell their Teslas or to hurt Elon Musk. And of course, the shooting themselves in their own foot, like Tim Walz and his constituents that are losing money, they don't care about you. They don't care about the people. And they keep on telling you over and over again. They tell you over and fucking over again that they hate you. They keep telling you that they hate you. Wake the fuck up. They hate you. They do not care. Who do you think the pension funds hurt? People in Minnesota. It's absolutely sick. So watch this. This is just disgusting fucking garbage. This is what mentally insane people do. We have to bring back mental asylums. There are no places for people that are mentally insane. Now, these people necessarily shouldn't maybe be in like maximum security prison, but they need to be off the streets. They need to be off the streets. Okay? These people are mentally insane and they need to be off the streets. So from Libs of TikTok, man sticks his hand up his ass to wipe it on a Cybertruck. This is a biohazard. This is not just this is a mentally insane person, but to wipe your feces on someone's car and on electric pumps and stuff like that. That's disgusting. People can get sick. This is how disease spreads. It's disgusting. Check this out. Wipe. Okay. You tell me what the mental state of someone has to be to, in public, stick your hand up your asshole and wipe it on someone's private property. That's fucking disgusting. These people are mentally insane. Of course he's fat. His brain is broken. That's so fucking disgusting. All right. In closing, I want to read this from Mike Benz, the GOAT. Mike Benz says, you're going to see this phrase, quote, nonviolent protest and nonviolence everywhere. And you should know that this word has been the constant branding device for the past 50 years when the blob astroturfs violent mobs terrorizing a city or region. And I quoted this and I said, fiery but mostly peaceful. We saw this in the Summer of Love, right? The Summer of Love, brought to you by the Ministry of Love in 2020. Fiery but mostly peaceful. That was the joke, because the CNN reporter was like, oh, it's a fiery but mostly peaceful protest while there's like a building like on fire and cars on fire behind them. It's not nonviolent. It's not nonviolence. There's the same thing as a trans woman. It's a man. It's a fucking man. It's not a trans woman. Oh, it's a peaceful protest or nonviolent protest. What do you mean nonviolent when you're burning personal property? Understand personal property. The reason why that's illegal is because personal property is an extension of the individual. This is what property rights are. It's an extension of the person. So rubbing feces on someone's car is an extension of them rubbing feces on an individual. It's personal property. Your body is your personal property. What you own is personal property. And guess what? Communists, leftists, they don't care. They don't want you to have personal property. There is no personal property. There is no personal property in communism. Okay? That's the whole point. Yours is not yours. It's going to be a fucking hot summer, man. It's going to be a hot summer. These people are fucking retarded and dangerous. And we're going to see more of it, unfortunately. All right, let's do this. Pick a number 1 or 2. Let's watch this one first. I'm going to kick us off with thinness.
What's in the box?
Thinness.
Also so interesting when you bring up the whole thing with like the goal outfit, etc. The thing with fat phobia and like just the pursuit of thinness is that the goalpost is always shifting. You don't really live in a world where, like, sure, maybe the goal currently is that you go down a size, but it never ends there. Then you go down another size and another. Like, thinness is just a never-ending pursuit.
Yes.
It doesn't matter whether you're fat or thin. You're never thin enough.
Exactly. There was a quote, I forget who specifically said it because I know they were quoting somebody, but it said, if every woman woke up and said, I love what I see, I'm not buying anything, it would, like, it meaning the fashion industry or like specifically the body image industry would collapse faster than airlines did post 9/11. Like, they are built on moving that goalpost over and over so that you can never succeed.
Don't worry so much about moving a goalpost. Worry about moving your fat ass. The reason why aircrafts are going down is because they're carrying extra baggage, aka these people. All right, Mark's going to take that Indian chick, right? Right, Mark? Mark's got this one. Mark says, as a representative of the Indian community, we do not accept her, and no, I will not be giving her my sausage. Oh, Mark. Marquise. Come on, Mark. Come on. Come on, Mark. Come on, dude. Give her that old Punjabi poke. Come on, Mark. Come on, big cat. Come on, baby. Mark, you're the only one for that job. Mark.
Crucifixion is good. Out of the door, line on the left, 1 cross each.
Mark. Fuck, fine. There we go. Hey!
The more you hate me, the more you will learn.
There you go. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate you. All right, let's do this one. This one's called Kid Told Her She Was Fat. Oh, I can't wait. It's true.
What's in the box?
It's true.
That's a huge bitch.
Today, a kid called me fat.
True.
I work in special education, and my job is to evaluate kids to see if they meet the state criteria for special education services. And so as I was evaluating this first grader, he said to me, "You're fat. Did you know you're fat? You have a big belly." And then he tried to touch my belly. Now my coworker walked in, horrified, and looked over, kind of waiting for me to have a reaction, right? But of course, this is not the first time. I am fat, and I took the opportunity to talk to this kid. Yep, I have a big body. My body's fat. And some people have little bodies or thin bodies. Some people are tall. Some people are short.
We're going to pretend like some people being tall and some people be short is the reason why you trash your health and you're morbidly obese. Is that what we're going to say? You can't choose your body type, right? Because all you do is you work with special ed kids. You don't go to the fucking gym. You eat garbage. You never see sunlight. You pierce your face, but you don't take care of your fat gut. Is that what is happening? Is that what we're doing here?
Brunette or blonde? Sure.
Yeah, being blonde or brunette, that really That really solves the whole obesity crisis. Just change your hair color. You'll be fine.
I could have taken this and internalized it and taken it as something mean, but he was just making an
Don't internalize it like you do with your Twinkies.
observation. Fat has the meaning that you give it. And we have to remember that the approximation to thinness and the ideal body, it's all related to white supremacy.
Ah, you fucking retard. I knew it.
Everybody knows you never go full retard.
The proximity to white supremacy. Yeah, go to school. Go to college. Are you shocked? Are you shocked that college educated, in quotes, heavy quotes, white women all hate everything about making America awesome? They hate this country because they are programmed to hate this country. They're indoctrinated. It's a fucking cult. Goodness gracious, what an ass clown.
All related to capitalism, and it has nothing to do with our worth. So yeah, I'm fat, but
You certainly are, sweetheart.
I'm glad I got the opportunity to kind of explain to a kid today that, yeah, that's normal, just like being brunette or blonde.
It has nothing to do with it. Ladies, you guys know this. Mama Swole, she does hair for a living and makeup, and she's a top professional cosmetologist. Yeah, you could just change your hair color. It has nothing to do with being blonde or brunette. Yeah, it has nothing to do with being wider than you are tall.
It's just part of my body. And then
Yeah, it's part of your body. Sure it is. Yeah, why do you have so much body? Why are you 3 people? That's a good question. How come you're fat? The kid was a base question. Wow, you're fat. Yeah, I am. I don't take care of myself. That's why. Next question.
I got to have this conversation with a coworker. So, and explain, more nuanced information about that. But, yeah.
Fucking Christ.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
All right, one more video. This one's called Tim Waltz. Tim Waltz's daughter. All right, let's see where this is going.
This moral high ground that...
Oh, is this actually Tim Waltz's daughter? I don't know if I ever saw a picture of his daughter. Okay, let's see if the apple hits every branch on the way down.
This moral high ground that certain people have, and this talk about protecting the children and keeping tampons out of boys' bathrooms.
All right, so what you're seeing is, this is Tim Waltz's daughter. And yesterday, we came to the very rapid and easy conclusion that Tim Waltz is a retarded faggot. And I posted this on X. I got flagged a couple times, but I wanted to make that point because it's very descriptive. So I was trying to explain to everyone that Tim Waltz is a retarded faggot. And this is what happens when a retarded faggot has a daughter and they have opinions. This is what she's been raised to joke, as if having tampons in a boy's bathroom is a normal thing. It's not. It's absolutely fucking insane.
Tells me they didn't even read the bill, but that's a whole nother thing. Also, if you have a wife or a daughter above the age of 12, 13, ages vary.
Ages vary? Cool. That's a cool story. Ages vary, people.
Above the age of 12, 13, ages vary. You share a bathroom. You probably also have tampons in your bathroom. The fact that they scare you and you're so obsessed with it is fucking weird. But
tampons or for going into a vagina. If you don't have a vagina, you don't need a tampon. Now, of course, if you have a bloody nose or something like that, you're wrestling. I mean, actually, let's say you're bleeding out your nose. Well, tampons absorb blood. So there might be an application for an emergency. You stick it up someone's nose to stop a nosebleed. That's actually a commonly done thing in sports or things like that. But It's not normal to have tampons in a boys' bathroom. We know why they're there. We know, again, it's all this kind of culture creep. They want you to pretend like this is normal, and then you are the bigot. You are irrationally afraid of what's happening. You're afraid of a tampon? Oh my God, you're afraid of a tampon? Oh my God, you're so mean. You're such a weird person. You're focusing on tampons in boys' bathroom? Yo. It's not normal. That's not something that should be happening. That's not something. We know why. We know what the justification is. We know what you're trying to do. That's why you're trying to deconstruct the language, math, everything. Deconstruct fundamental human reality. We know why. We know why, and we're not playing this game anymore. So vote all these people out. Republicans have to sweep in the 2026 election. Keep the pressure on. This is a very vocal minority. Very, very, very much a minority. You go after the kids, you're going to fucking find out. And 2024 was huge in people realizing and coming to their senses. And honestly, I don't think this pendulum swings. It better not swing, or we're seriously in fucking trouble. Yeah, see? Swole Sama says tampons go in my kit with quick clot and tourniquets. Yeah. My grandmother was telling me that tampons were used in the military to plug bullet wounds. I'm telling you, it's tampons. Why do you think tampons absorb blood so well? It's because they're supposed to go in the pussy hole. So when women have their periods, it absorbs the blood so it doesn't just pour out of their body and drip down their legs. So we like tampons, especially if they're not toxic. You don't want to put toxic shit, and make sure you get real high quality tampons that are like organic cotton and all that stuff. Like, it's important to not have those kind of toxins inside your body, but you get the point. You get the point. I don't think any woman, people are like, yeah, these are necessary. Pads, tampons, like, it's good in society. You don't want just people walking around just bleeding out, you know? Okay. Let's get into the Swole card, but before we do, let's get into throwback. Let's do a throwback. Let's do two. Let's do two, huh? Two.
What's in the box?
Orthodox Jewish plus size mom friend.
Another one from...
Do smaller people have these side effects? Yes.
Not as
Do
often.
all plus size people have these side effects?
Most of them.
No.
These are not side effects. These are effects. These are not side effects. These are effects of trashing your health. Go to the fucking gym.
Regardless of your size, if you don't take care of yourself, you are not going to live a healthy life.
You're almost there. You're this close to being based. No matter what your size, if you don't take care of yourself, you're not going to live a healthy life. If you take care of yourself, you're not going to be regardless of your size. If you're taking care of your health, you're not going to be obese.
And that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Good health can exist at any size.
That was by far the suckiest answer since I've been the host.
God damn it, what a great edit. All right, let's do one more. 339, this one says. Let's do it again. Throw it back, baby. Come on now. Throwback time.
To survive. My name's Alyssa, and I'm your Orthodox Jewish plus size mom friend.
Is that the same? No. Oh, it's the same person? Well, that's kind of cool. Let's play it. It's a different video? Two of the same? Sometimes there's like a period in the show where like a person comes up a couple times. Let's watch it through. That's perfect. Perfect. We're doing two on the same retard. Nice virtue signaling.
Why does somebody who is in a larger body deserve to eat any less than someone who's not in a plus size body?
It has nothing to do with deserving. Why is someone... You're not in a larger body. You're fat.
Can you get that through your head?
It's what you're consuming. Yes, it's how much. It's also what you're consuming.
If you don't eat food, you will die.
Are you a doctor?
It's literally inhumane to tell a plus size person that they shouldn't be eating.
Look, you're harming yourself. So if you're morbidly obese, you're harming yourself. It's literally inhumane to tell a plus size person that they shouldn't be eating. So if I'm saying you shouldn't be eating, oh, that's inhumane. It's nothing of the sort. These are sounds. These are words coming from someone's mouth. What you are doing to your body, if you're obese, That is what is damaging. Okay. All right. Well, that's exciting. Fam, thanks for being here. Let's give away today's Swole card. Remember, get 20% off everything over at papaswolio.com. Get your Ozempic shirts, get your chicken as a vegetable, get your Jurassic pump. We got an awesome new design dropping on Monday, as we always do. I cannot wait for the next week's release. It's awesome. Hashtag most people don't. Let's give away this Swole card. Join the fam, swolenormousx.com. Let's give it away. Here we go, beaches. Come on now. Come on, eh? And thank you, Mark, for taking one for all of India. All right, we got a winner. Today, it's Lavash Armo. Congratulations. Lavash, send us an email to support@swolenormous.com, swolecard 3240 in the subject, your mailing address in the body of the email. Wow, that's fucking great. Good for you, Lavash. Congratulations on winning today's Swole card. Now, tomorrow is Friday. It's 3241. And of course, we will have an overtime segment for members at the end of the show. We're going to have a new Driving While Gaining. It's going to be a lot of fun. So be there. Join us, swolenormousx.com. Everyone, thank you for being here today. We'll see you tomorrow. And go to the fucking gym. Peace, McGee's, deuce, magoose, your boy, Papa Swolio. Out.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808s, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock crashing. Like an IPO, trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they king left and they so mad, it's like...
Then yeah, I found that young king with my crown at 10 racks in the fanny pack, couple hundred in the Louis bag.
That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint. We go hard in the paint. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing? My shit is relevant. Off topic, my melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons on closets and making new deposits. I'm in my element.